guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. I'm Debbie if we've not met before. Hello, and in today's video we're going to be doing a first impressions of the Lucky Bunny Cosmetics Gluttony palette, this one here. If you're not aware, Lucky Bunny are an Australian indie brand. They've had 3 palettes based on the 7 Sins, and I've already done videos on their Greed palette and on their Envy palette, so I'll link those down in the description for you. But this is the colour story of the Gluttony palette. So this is the one we're going to be having a play with today. So I'm going to be creating my first eye look and just giving you some impressions on whether I think this one's consistent with the other 2. So if you want to see that, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, my plans for today, I always like to match what I'm wearing, and my plans are to take Josie, which is like more of a tealy blue, and make that the focus sort of on the inner part here, and then Lexi sort of more so on the outer part. So keeping it very blue, I mean it's a blue palette after all. I think I'm going to use Delta on my lids, haven't decided yet, but might avoid the lower row apart from the brandy shade. I think I'll be putting that on my lower lash line. So that's kind of the plan, but as always my looks evolve as I go. Primer today, I'm going to use the Tone Activator Primer by Kaleidos. I like this primer, it does crease on me really easily, so I'm going to have to work quickly to get the shadows down to set it. So I don't like to set my primer because then you don't get the pigmentation. So, the only trouble with this primer is it's a very liquidy and you get so much come out at a time. So I'm going to start with the Josie shade, this one here, and a really small crease brush. This is the E36 by Morphe. I just want to start in the centre portion, or the inner part should I say, of my crease here. I'm getting it all over my lid already, so this is not a good makeup day. But I'm just going to pack that colour just in this inner portion here. The pigment on these mattes is really impressive. I really like the mattes in the other 2 palettes. The shimmers are just basic kind of shimmer shades. They're not exciting kind of foil shades or ultra dimensional, but they're good at what they do. But I think the mattes for me are the standout. I'm going to use a mirror just as a blending shade above that. It's just working to soften that inner corner a little bit. So through the centre of my crease and to the outer corner, I'm going to use this shade, which is Lexi. To start with, I'm just pressing that on above my crease. I'm only taking a very small amount at a time because I've done my base as I always do, and I don't want a ton of fallout. And these are pretty buildable, so you can take your time and just take a bit at a time and build them up. The only matte I've had any trouble with Lucky Bunny so far is the shade Lola, which is in the Envy and the Greed. Just couldn't get that one to cooperate, but these seem to be blending out fine and are really pretty. Just where those 2 meet there, I'm just making sure we've got a bit of a blend going on there. I don't personally like blue eyeshadows that much on myself, so this one was my least favourite of the collection so far, just colour story wise, which is why I left it till last. But actually I think these are going on really nicely. And maybe it's because I've used the Kaleidos primer, because it really does activate that pigment in shadows. It's just I have to be really careful that it doesn't crease too badly. I'm going to use my Urban Decay 301 brush, which is a lip brush, but it's got an angle to it and it helps to kind of get the shape. So I want to bring the shape up here so I can see where I'm sort of going out to. So I'm still using Lexi. I'm just bringing that up. I want quite a high kind of crease. I don't want to bring it out, so I want to bring it high like that. Just giving me my guideline on which to work always helps me. We can blend it out later so you don't see it, but it just always been an area that I've struggled with to keep things contained when you're sort of going around. So then I can go back in with the Morphe brush, the M506, and just fill in the line really. And I'm going to put that into the outer corner of my lid as well. With no additional product now, just to kind of fluff the edges a little bit and just get rid of any harsh lines we've got here. I'm keeping it reasonably structured, but I don't want to have too much of a harsh line. I'm going to use that Amira shade, the lighter turquoisey shade, just to blend above everything now. I don't want to take things too high, just meeting it with that inner corner. Just creating a bit of a gradient there. And then we can just wing that out just slightly. Yeah, I don't think that's blended too badly for a blue shadow. I'm going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer just as a base for the shimmers now. I'm going to take Delta over the majority of my lids, but I am going to use Aspen more towards the front part. I'm getting some creasing here, it's just the fold of my eyes. We will sort that out with a bit more matte in a moment. Yes, really like that shade. I think I'm going to take that the majority, as I say, of my lid, and then just when we get more into this inner part, then I'll use Aspen. Just need to pack a bit more of that Lexi, the deep blue, just into this outer V area. Just because I don't want shimmer in my crease up here. And I'm going to use that brush just to blend just between those mattes and shimmers. Right, so for the inner part now of my lid, we're going to use Aspen. Love to see these shimmers with a warm crease. I think I might have to do that. With an orangey crease, I think that'd look beautiful. For my lower lash line, I want to tone things down a bit, so I am going to use the Brandy shade, which is the cool tone brown in the palette, and I'm going to use a brown pencil, I think, in my waterline as well. I just really want to like amp things down just a tad. So I'm using Brown Core by Linda Hallberg. As I say, I'm going to put that in my waterline and on my lower lash. Before that pencil dries down, I'm just going to smudge it out a bit. And then we're going to use the shade Brandy to set that. Already I'm liking this better, it's just, I can't really do a full blue look, I just don't enjoy it on myself, so I think I like it better just with a bit of balance. I think this is an upside down version of what a lot of people do with blue, because everybody puts neutrals up top and then a shimmery blue lower lash line. It's like just the opposite of that really. Just connecting at that corner but not blending too much, but just so that it just connects up there. And a brush with no additional product just to further blend underneath. For a pop of something a little bit unexpected, I'm going to use Sky just here, just on this front part. That's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches, and I'll be back with you to show you the finished look and wrap up my initial impressions on the palette. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I really love how it turned out. I went into this video thinking I need to film with the Gluttony palette because I've done the other two and I really should show you the last one. but blues aren't my favourite, and I absolutely adore how this look has come out. I don't think blue suits me as much as other colours, so I never feel like that inspired by blue, but those shimmers are so pretty. It blended really nicely. I've had less trouble with this one than the other two. I don't know if I'm having a better makeup day, I really don't know what's going on, but I really enjoyed this one. My lips today are Juvia's Place Kebi, and I know this video is not about these lipsticks, but oh, I'm in love with this. I've only got one of them, but it's the shape of the bullet on the top. It just makes it so easy to get like a nice line, which I really do struggle with bullet lipsticks. So really enjoying that, and I thought the colour kind of toned down the balloonness of the look to a degree. So my thoughts on this colour story and the formula in this one then, I think the mattes on all three of the palettes have been really easy to blend, apart from the Lola shade in the other two palettes. But I've had no problems with the shades I've used today. In fact, I think the gradient between the blues and the greens was really easy to achieve. They blended really nicely. I think they really jive well with that eyeshadow primer. I think I used concealer last time, so these definitely seem to work better on a primer. Almost like a pressed pigment kind of formula, so that would make sense because they always do work better on a primer. I really love what Lucky Bunny are doing in terms of making a monochromatic palette, but doing something slightly different with it to just give you different directions that you can take the looks in. Just having this row really does give you some options. I mean, you could just make a neutral or purpley leaning look with just these three shades, but you can go all out blue and green, of course, or you can do a mixture of the two like I've done here. I wonder what that would have been like dusted in the crease and then maybe one of the shimmers on the lid. But that shade Delta, it's just so pretty, that one there. As soon as I put that on my eyes, I was like, that has got that sort of multi-dimensional look to it. Although it's no glitter particles in it or anything, it is just a true shimmer, but it's just really pretty. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I didn't expect to, that's what I'm saying. So I think this is my favourite of the three, which, yeah, I didn't expect that. So you'll have to let me know, guys, have you bought any of these palettes from Lucky Bunny, or are you excited to pick up the rest of them? I'm really interested to know what they're going to do in terms of colour story for the next ones. I'd love to see one with oranges and reds. I think that would be stunning, and they're my favourite colours. So let's hope that there's a colour story like that on the way, but I have no idea what's coming next, but probably will be buying them because I do love how small they are. I love that they don't have a mirror and that they're just cardboard packaging. They're lightweight, but they still feel quality. They're going to be easy to store in my collection. And I think if I'm looking for blues, I'd know exactly where to go in my collection because there's some really nice ones in here. So yeah, I'm really intrigued with the brand, want to see what they do next and what they're coming out with next. And yeah, that's really all my thoughts. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope if you're new to my channel you might consider subscribing before you go. But that wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are, and catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.